Peppa Pig theme park is the all-new second gate theme park to the Legoland Florida Resort in Winter Haven. If you've never been here before, it's about 45 minutes from Disney World. The park used to be Cypress Gardens before Lego took over. They had hotels and now they are adding a brand new theme park. And this one is not themed to Legos, it is themed to the British TV show Peppa Pig. And this is the first ever Peppa Pig theme park in the United States. And really the first time that we're getting the Peppa Pig character. It's definitely more popular over in Europe. Like for instance, if you go to Haida Park or Gardaland, they each have Peppa Pig areas. But this takes it and puts it on a much larger scale. But I wouldn't say the park is huge. I mean, we're talking about 5 rides in the entire park. There's more attractions than that, but the entire park is geared towards preschoolers. So everything here is geared towards that very specific market. And I just want to say, this park is very well done. I think it's very impressive how they were able to take a 2-dimensional character and imagine what would a real-life theme park look like of this world. So everything is very bright and colorful. It's got kind of a very specific color pattern that they work with. Lots of yellows, reds, blues, and greens. And there's certain areas here where it looks like it could be concept art. Like right when you enter, the front entrance has this big rainbow sign with the Peppa Pig theme park logo. When you take a picture of it, it almost doesn't even look real. It looks like a drawing or an animation. That's how you know it's well done. But I think what's cool is that they were able to build this park just steps away from the main Legoland park. And they didn't have to remove anything to build this place. They just took up some parking spaces. So if you want to visit here, you can take this walkway off to the side. You'll see the bright entrance sign. It's very nice looking, although I will say it is a little strange. When you're entering this park, if you look to the other side, it's like backstage area of Legoland. So it is a little bizarre that you have theme park on one side, but then when you turn around, it looks like someplace that you aren't supposed to be. So I'm not too crazy about that. But once you're actually inside the park, you don't see anything else, not the parking lot or the main Legoland park. The only time that you really have that is when you do Peppa Pig's balloon ride, which just takes you up and spins you around. The main attraction here is Daddy Pig's roller coaster. This is a Zamperla family coaster, mainly just a couple helixes, but I thought it was kind of funny. They have what is like sort of a launch halfway through. Think of it more as a boost where they know that it wouldn't be able to make it through that final helix, and so they have drive tires just to help propel you through. It's a very long train, which is kind of funky looking, but right at the front you have Daddy Pig driving the vehicle. You pass through some different buildings, there's some animals around it, and when you actually go to ride it, you're walking through some hedges and then you're in Peppa's house. I think if you're a preschooler who watches Peppa Pig and then you step into the literal house, I think that could be something very cool. In terms of ride experience, I mean, it's a kid's coaster. It's not extreme, even the slightest. So it's perfect for that park. A couple other notable attractions there. They have a small boat ride called Granddad Dog's Pirate Boat Ride. There's also Grampy Rabbit's Dinosaur Adventure. This is one that we actually did do. You can find a couple of these attractions all over. There's one at the Peppa Pig Land at Haida Park. At least in the United States, there's one of these at Dollywood and Wildwood Grove. And there's even one in Legoland, Florida, themed to knights and jousting. So that means there are 2 of these at the entire resort, which I'll admit is a little odd choice. But it looks great. It's themed to dinosaurs, so it's automatically a win. There's the balloon ride that I talked about earlier. Mr. Bull's High Striker is kind of like a frog hopper. And then the other ride that they're marketing as isn't really a ride. They just have some small bikes around, and it's called Peppa's Pedal Bike Tour. We also did this, which was a bad idea because these bikes are way too small for us. But again, if your kid is in this age demographic, this is totally right up their alley. Now, I don't know if I would say that this is a full day experience. Again, the park is not that big. It's basically one big circle. I think you could probably do a couple hours here and you're going to be good after that. A 1-day ticket to the Peppa Pig theme park is $31, or if you buy it at the front gate, it's $35. They also have 2-day and 3-day ticket options, and that's when you bundle it with the Legoland park, so you can absolutely get a combo ticket. 1 day for Peppa Pig plus Legoland, where you can enter both in the same day, is $110. I know right after we visited the Peppa Pig park, we popped over to Legoland, which is obviously a lot bigger, so yes, you're definitely going to be spending more time in the main Lego park. I'd say the Peppa Pig theme park is bigger than the average themed area. It's about the size of, I'd say, maybe like 2 themed areas. But it makes sense that they made it a separate gate since it has nothing to do with Legos. But it has enough amenities and things to do that I think it works as a standalone park. There's 1 set of bathrooms in the park, 1 gift shop, 1 restaurant. It's kind of a 50s themed diner. We tried out some of the desserts there. They're pretty good. I'm a sucker for milkshakes and pudding. And before anyone asks, yes, one of the first things I did when I got to the Peppa Pig park was I asked if they serve bacon or ham in the diner, and they do not. Outside of the rides, I think it's great that the park has lots of play structures. So there's plenty of areas for kids to run around. This includes playgrounds, a big water play area, and they do have an area for shows. And one thing I thought was cute is, when you see a show, most of the time you're sitting on benches or chairs, whatever it is. Here, it's beanbags. So it kind of goes along with it. It's a very laid-back feel. Last point I'll really talk about before wrapping things up. The entire Peppa Pig theme park is Autism Certified. That's really something that they've gone out of their way to make sure, which I think is awesome. When you do some of these attractions, they have little sensory guides. It gives you like a score of what senses this attraction will really use, which I think is awesome. So all in all, I think that this is a great place for preschoolers. It's got a little bit of everything. If you aren't a preschooler, however, understand that this definitely might not be your cup of tea. It's very specifically marketed towards those young kids. So if you don't fit in that age demographic, this probably isn't the park for you. But I mean, all things considered, for the market that they're trying to hit, I thought it was really well done. And because of its location, they've left room for expansion should they choose to add more attractions. So I think it'll be cool to see what they do with this place in the future. But those are just my thoughts on the new Peppa Pig theme park at the Legoland Florida Resort. I hope you guys enjoyed this park review. If you're new to Coaster Studios, I'd love if you could check out the playlist for other theme parks that we've reviewed, including places all over the world. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.